This week's image is a photo that I took from back home back in 2005 of a small bridge near my home. And I chose this image this week because I feel that I'm finally crossing the bridge, or making that significant crossover to the other side of the desk this past week. I taught more times this week than usual, and was very responsible, had everything planned out, took care of things, even earned some great compliments from my cooperating teacher about how much she was able to get done because I had taken over so much of the class, or that particular class time. And I am completely on track with planning this week and this past week and this coming week. We should be finishing up Manifest Destiny tomorrow with an interactive PowerPoint in which the students analyze images, maps, video clips, and come up with their own notes to put in a frame. And it also reviews what we've gone over about Manifest Destiny so far. And then we'll have a review on Tuesday, and on Wednesday we take the Westward Movement test, which I am positive will be much better than the test that I first graded, or the last test that they took on the new nation, early American government at least. I think they will do much better because I've had them do the entry slips with the multiple choice questions at the beginning of each lesson that I've taught, that review either what they did the lesson before or some basic SOL review things. And since they've seen the questions before, they know what's going to be there. And I think that the test scores will be great. My relations with the students they're so much better than they have been, and they keep getting better, and I look forward to going to class so much that it's really unbelievable to me. And the lessons that I did last week with the PowerPoint, and I have become reacquainted with PowerPoint and started doing more animation and some different things with that. They listened to a song called Indian Reservation by Paul Revere and the Raiders this past week, and they liked it so much they asked to hear it again, but of course I told them we had to finish the actual lesson before I let them go back. I'm getting them used to taking notes because they will be doing so next year in 7th grade, so they need to be able to take information out of a PowerPoint, out of a document, and put it into something in note form. I did discover why my morning block is so different from my afternoon block. My morning block is much more inclusive than my afternoon block is. But I do think there is a difference in having a class in the morning and a class in the afternoon too. I have also volunteered to help out an ESL student or ELL student in the afternoons during Flex, since Flex is usually reserved for some review, but a lot of others are catching up. The classes switch back and forth. So I decided to volunteer my time because they had no one to supervise this student. They needed to pull the student out for ELL classes. However, they did not want to take him out of PE. There's a health concern there. They wanted to take him out of his regular language arts classes, but that presents a problem since his language arts classes are blocked and alternate every other day with social studies. But now, since we're getting closer to the SOLs, and we ran into some concerns with getting blocked in times for some technology lessons that I wanted to do, and with benchmark testing that needed the computer labs. So we scrunched together this whole upcoming week to be just social studies. So we cannot pull him out of it, or his ELL instructor cannot pull him out of his classes every day. So we decided to pull him out of PE, and he will go during PE to his ELL instructor, and he needed someone to supervise them to just wear a pedometer and walk during flex. So they could not find anyone, and I was sitting in on the meeting, and I spoke up and said, I'm here till May 1st. I'll do it. And we can, since flex is about 30 minutes long, we can take 15 minutes to review some social studies. This student is very bright, very interested in history, and the only problem he has as an English as a second language or English language learner is that he cannot write it. He can speak, read, comprehend, but when it comes to putting it back on paper and expressing himself in a written form, he has trouble. So we're going to talk over some social studies because I really think he can pass the SOL tests in May. And then the other 15 minutes, I want him to feel that he can also teach others. So we're going to see if I can brush up on my Spanish speaking skills. And that way it's more of an exchange. And I've also am toying around with the idea of beginning another blog that is centered on these walks, about what we talk about, what we learn, is more as a learning exchange. And this coming week, everything should be on track. The test scores should be up. On Manifest Destiny, I'm sure they know it. And we've talked about the PowerPoint I'm going to do on Monday. We're reviewing. Oh, on Thursday we begin the unit plan that I created earlier this semester on the Civil War. The first lesson will be the mini lesson that I taught to my colleagues. I've made the changes, and I'm hoping it will go better than the one that was done with my colleagues. And then Friday will be an interactive timeline in which the students will be representing states or different events and different people, and we will be placing them on a timeline around the room that we create with painter's tape with the years. Well, there's a few, 3 or 4 significant years, so the rest are months of 1 year, to recreate this timeline of secession. And I'm hoping we can get through all of this and stay on track, because I'm running out of days and I want to get these things in. But I'm not as stressed about it as I once was, because I really feel that the planning, the creating, and now that I've done more of it, the implementing of these lessons and interacting with the students comes more and more natural to me, and it's really good to know that. And I'm really looking forward to working with the students again tomorrow, and just excited to get all of these done, see how the Civil War lesson plans go. And there's only 5 more actual weeks that I will be in the school teaching, which is actually very sad for me, because it's been a wonderful environment, even a great collaborative environment between me and or if I were in an actual teaching position, who would be my colleagues. They have actually asked for my Civil War lesson plans, and I emailed those earlier today. So I'm just in a very good place right now and very happy.